And one of Team GB's brightest medal hopes in the pool is swimmer Matt Richards. He's due to compete in 6 events, no less, in Paris, having already gained success in the relay in Tokyo when he was still a teenager. Damien Derrick looks at his journey.
And from Great Britain, we've got Matt Richards. And what a wonderful swim this is. Absolutely brilliant.
Just 18 years old, Matt won Olympic gold in the 4x200 relay. It was his first major final.
That was the point where I first achieved that dream of being an Olympic champion. That was something I'd wanted to do since I was about 10 years old. It was almost like being able to look back at younger me and be like, you know, look what we've done, you know? So that was really special and always will be, and it'll be something I'll cherish forever.
But from the pinnacle of the podium, Matt experienced a sinking feeling as 2022 saw him struggle and his times get slower. A move to Millfield 18 months ago has been transformative, helping him become individual world champion.
I couldn't be any more grateful, you know, if I tried, to these guys. They've literally given me everything I've dreamt of so far, you know. So, you know, every session I just enjoy the process of what I'm trying to achieve. So, you know, I think in the long run, that's the most important thing you can have in sport and in life in general.
Hello. Here they are.
Like so many elite athletes, emotional and financial support from mum and dad has helped Matt get to the top.
Angels, bless them, they've been incredible throughout my life so far, and, you know, they've supported me the whole way. There's never been any goal that I've said to them that they've even remotely shut down. They're always like, well, go for it, go do it.
We didn't dream then we'd be sat now chatting to cameras, very weirdly, about our baby.
Yeah.
And
his journey.
yeah.
You still get emotional now, don't you?
Following his success at the British Championships, Matt will race in the 50, 100 and 200 metre freestyle, plus the relays.
The priority for me is to win races. You know, in some ways, yeah, if I was to come away with silvers or bronzes, it would almost feel like a bit of a disappointment. If you'd offered me those when I was a little kid, I'd have snapped your hand off for it. So it's, you know, it's managing my own expectations as much as it is anybody else's. But absolutely, I'm going out there to try and win gold.
After the Olympics, Matt will marry his fiancée, Emily. Hopefully the medals will match the wedding ring. Damien Derrick, BBC News.
Now look at this. Someone who knows what it's like to win medals at successive games is double Olympic medalist Rebecca Adlington, who's there in her room for us in Paris. Hi there, Rebecca. Great to see you.
Morning.
Staying dry at least, because I know you were very concerned for the athletes last night, standing all that time out in the rain ahead of competition starting today.
Yeah, no, it's one of those, the opening ceremony, of course, it's lovely. The athletes, to be fair, look like they had the best time, but it is one of those that when it's cold and you're just getting rained on, hopefully they don't pick up anything and they manage to stay a little bit dry afterwards and get nice and warm again.
Absolutely. Of course, it doesn't affect anything in the pool, does it, which gets underway very shortly. Very exciting to see the likes of Adam Peaty in action, first of all.
Exactly. I mean, we couldn't ask for a better start, could we, than Adam in the pool. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on this morning, because Adam normally, he's very, very good at kind of setting that tone early, kind of is very, very consistent. So I think he'll want to go out there this morning and have a really, really strong swim. It'll be interesting to see how his other competitors are doing as well. So hopefully it gets Team GB off to a flying start.
Rebecca, morning to you. It's Charlie here in the studio. Tell us a little bit, give us insights into when we're watching the swimming, which we have been very good at recently, and you're one of those people. As they come out, you know, they do the walkouts, and there's a bit of time, isn't there, before you actually get in the pool. Do you, with your knowledge of the mindset of swimmers, can you see the people who are in the moment? Are there things to look out for?
That one's really hard, because I think every swimmer has their own routine. You will see some guys that walk out with the big headphones or AirPods and they're kind of in the zone and really getting pumped. But I never listen to music, and there is other athletes that actually, all I needed to do is I just repeated 3 things. My coach always said if I tried to think of more than 3, you get a bit distracted. So not everyone listens to music. Some people are very calm. Some people like looking up at the crowd. Some people don't. So So for me, I think more the telltale sign is if somebody looks super nervous, because that is something that you want to try and stay as relaxed as possible. You want it to be that you've preserved as much energy as possible. And of course, everyone's nervous. So everyone is going to be inside being very nervous, but you don't want to see somebody physically shaking, because I think that's a telltale sign that maybe they're not in the best shape and not in the best place, and kind of letting the occasion get to them.
What were the 3 things?
Oh, they were all technical. It was always just like setting my stroke up and things, but it was just one of those. I found music distracting. I'd probably like start singing One Direction and be like, woo. So it was one of those that music I found just took me away from it too much. I had to just kind of repeat those 3 things. I did a lot of psychology stuff where I envisioned my race. I kind of drew obviously not physically, but drew curtains across the pool, just focused on my line, all these kind of things that I feel really helped me and benefited me personally.
Very focused, Rebecca, very, very focused. You know, we were talking to Laura Kenny the other day. She joined us on the sofa, and we were talking about kind of the atmosphere between the teams, between all the disciplines. And she was saying because cycling started later, they were so far away from the main action a lot of the time, they were a bit out of it. How does the swim squad fit in? And you know, there's always a group like where there's the naughty people, and then you know the mischievous people. What are the swimmers?
Do you know what? So many people give swimmers like a bit of a bad reputation, but it's one of those that I've never witnessed anything that I'm like, was I just the boring one in the corner that never got invited to stuff? Because I was never involved in that. But it's one of those that swimming's always up first. It's always the first thing. That's why even the 2 Olympics I went to, never been to an opening ceremony. That's why the team went there tonight, because swimming's always first. So obviously they do finish early. It is one of those that they get to enjoy the second week. They get to switch off. They get to go watch other sports, see their friends and family, have a glass of wine and enjoy the experience. But they are still very, very respectful. They're still staying in that athletes' village where other people are competing, and everyone's got to be mindful of that.
Just before we came to speak to you, Rebecca, we had a feature on Matt Richards. How excited are you about his prospects in 6 events, and how is it important for him that as a teenager he got a medal in Tokyo? How can he use that now?
Yeah, I think Matt is still only 21, and it's kind of one of those that you think, oh, he's so young, he's such a baby, but actually he's really, really experienced. He burst on the scene and he's never let anything faze him. He's gone, it doesn't matter if he's up against these world hitters, and he's actually gone, you know what, I'm now one of those, and now come for me, because he's just that talented. It's been amazing to see his journey over the past 3 years, going from that relay gold to now being world champion to coming in here. He's really level-headed, really grounded, and I don't think we've seen the best from him. And I think it's really, really exciting. I think he's not doing the 50 from what I've seen. I don't know whether things have changed, but he's focusing on that 100 and 200. He's got really, really strong relay chances because the relay is so on form. So he has got a busy week, but it's one of those that I'm so excited because I think we could see him really hitting his best and really challenge him for those medals.
Rebecca, it's not strictly a swimming question, but it's prompted some debate here. The microwave behind you seems to be very high up in the air. It's very... How do you get things in and out of there without them spilling? I'm worried. Wow, it's very high, isn't it?
Rebecca's very tall. Yeah. There's concerns that if it was me or Michael
I'd have soup on my head, wouldn't I? I'd be scalding my head.
To be fair, I am very tall, so it is absolutely fine for me. But I've not actually used it yet either, so I don't know. I'll let you know later.
It's like in your kitchen from the land of the giants or something.
Is it really that high, or is it an optical illusion? I can't quite work it out.
I think it's probably just the way my camera's angled. But
can you stand up just next to it, just so that we can figure out? So we know it's not ridiculously tall.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I see. It is not as high as it looks. Maybe it's designed because Olympic accommodation has to be different sizes, isn't it? Because like the basketball, presumably they have to have extra long beds and all that stuff.
That's true.
They do, don't they?
That's not true.
Well, they have long beds for the basketball.
I don't think that's true either. Plus, I'm certainly not in Olympic accommodation. I'm not competing at all. Maybe the village is different.
Anyway, we can always climb on the work surface to get to it.
Exactly. Use a stool. Safety is always health and safety minded. Yeah. Rebecca, thank you. Rebecca Adlington, enjoy.
Matt wouldn't
Thanks.
like that,
Take care.